Alright, let's clean out these bowls and all these jets. See what we got inside here. Get it ready for the rebuild. That one's kind of stuck. A lot of black on it. It's been sitting for a while. Corroded. Rust. Okay, good thing we took these apart. See, those are pretty gunked in there. They should come out pretty easily. And look, it's getting black the more I pull it out. See all that in there? See how black that is? It's supposed to be brass. And I'm just putting them in some calcium lime and rust remover. Yep, this one's pretty gooed in there too. Look at all that coming on my finger. Just some brake cleaner. Pretty dirty in there. Okay. It doesn't look too bad in there, but never know until you start cleaning it. So that one's not too bad. Let's check this one out. That one's stuck too. You gotta be careful with these. You don't want to break this in here. You don't want to break this float either. I don't know if that one will work. So if this part right here, this little rubber thing, if it's pitted and got little grooves in it, probably not gonna work. I have some of those somewhere, but I have some of those. This one's pretty dirty. That was rusted in. This one barely just came out. This jet was stuck in there too. So this is probably the first time I'd say these have ever been worked on since 1982. I can tell just by how stuck and gunked up everything is. You've got to be kidding me. That is so stuck in there. Oh, it looks rusted. A little bit of WD-40. The last thing we want is for one of these jets to get stuck in here. that is pretty screwed up right there. Oh man, it's always something. So rusted in there. Oh my god. That was very scary. It's always scary when something gets rusted inside something. Bad. So this one was pretty dirty. The plunger was rusted in, and the idle jet was frozen. Those weren't upside down. That's hilarious. So these floats weren't upside down. Oh, that's crazy. This is surely broken. You see that? See how pitted that is, like I'm saying? It's got that like weird ridge on it. Not gonna work. I feel like this thing's gonna run really good when we're done, because this is probably why it was in the backyard. Once again, carburetors. So this is the second one of these I've built here in a month. And I feel like the reason both these motorcycles were broken is because the carbs are dirty. So if your motorcycle's not running good and you want to get rid of it or whatever, it's probably your carbs are just dirty. That one's not as bad as the other ones. Okay. Let's check this last one. That one came out, the only one to come out. And it's not pitted, it doesn't look bad. Oh, let me see. Oh, it's a little bit crooked. We'll soak them in WD and see how. Look at that, look at how black that came out there. Poor thing. We'll soak them in WD and see, but we're gonna buy a rebuild kit anyways. That's pretty nasty though. If you can see, it's got something all over it. I can't even see the holes. And these should come out with a screwdriver, but they're so rusted I gotta use pliers. This is calcium lime and rust remover. I'm just let them sit in there. Just right here around the threads. The rest isn't too bad. I can still see the holes. Let's see how bad we are here. This one wasn't stuck. Not too dirty at all. Alright, clean out these bowls a little bit. Just get all the junk out of them. I'll flip it over and take the slides off. Okay. Okay, let's take these slides off. Clean up all this. Not too bad. Okay, there's one. Dry it off, clean it out. You don't want any moisture on this because we're going to let these sit here. If there's moisture, it'll try to grow rust on anything that can grows rust. And get all the junk off it. And last one. Clean out that inside. I'm just sticking this stuff in WD-40. Spray it with some WD. Alright, and we'll just let it sit there till we get our parts. What up, YouTube? Avid here. Parts came in for the rebuild kit for the carburetors for the Goldwing. So let's start with this one. And we'll just work our way around the bottoms. We'll flip them over and do the tops. First thing I took out was this brass seat here. Put this new one in. It's a 10mm. Stuff doesn't need to be too tight. Just tight, you know, just needs to be tight. I'm going to put the pilot jet in. Some of the stuff they sent's not the right size, but that's alright. We'll make it work. There we go. Take the new plunger. Slide it on to our float. Make sure it goes down the hole. And take our bar. Slide it through. Make sure everything's functioning. They didn't send us new mains, so I have to clean these and put them back in. The way to know if it's clean is to put some spray in it and see if it comes out all the holes, which it does. Install that. Take one of our main jets, put the carb cleaner in the back of it and spray it. Obviously it works. Install that back on. Tighten it down. Looking good. Put a new gasket in here. Make sure it's seated. There we go. Put the bolts in. And tighten them down. Don't go too tight because you will strip these out. Just go to where they're hand tight. Okay. That one's done. We'll move on to this one. Gotta snap that little filter on there. Attach the float. Always make sure it's working. Always make sure the gasket is seated. Tighten down the injector pump. These are usually always bad. See that thing right there pumping? That's good. We know that's good now. Let's finish this side. We're almost done rebuilding them. So on the carb we took apart all these jets. It was always these pilot jets that were super clogged up. That's probably why the bike was thrown in the backyard or thrown in a trash can. Some little 10 cent pieces. Last one. Pretty screwed up, but we got it. Alright. Flip it over, do the other side. Alright, flip it over. And we'll put the slides in. Pretty straightforward. Take the slide. Make sure everything's clean. Slide it in. Put your nuts on. And there we go. Carb's ready to go back on the bike. Let's put these intakes back on. Snap them back into place for now. Ready to be installed. Next step, putting it back on the bike.